Hi there, glad you could join me. Today, we're going to dive into the cultural and creative sectors, or CCS for short, and see why they matter so much for Europe, for our communities, and for the future. Now, when I say cultural and creative sectors, I'm talking about a huge variety of activities. Everything from arts, music, and theater to design, architecture, film, literature, and even preserving our heritage. These are industries fueled by creativity, innovation, and the value of original ideas. And here's something you might not know. They're also a major economic powerhouse. In 2019, CCS made up about 4.4% of the EU's GDP. That's over 12 million full-time jobs and more than 500 billion euros in added value. And the latest numbers, they're still going up, with millions of people employed and billions in revenue generated each year. But here's the thing. Their impact isn't just about money. CCS breathe new life into places, especially former industrial regions. Imagine an old factory becoming a creative hub where artists, designers, and tech innovators work side by side. That kind of transformation doesn't just make a place prettier, it builds pride, identity, and fresh opportunities. In fact, over 90 European regions now make CCS a core part of their local development plans. That's because culture isn't just nice to have anymore. It's a driver of innovation, sustainability, and community connection. And it's not only about enjoying culture passively, like sitting in the audience at a show. We're moving toward active participation, co-creating, collaborating, and shaping cultural life together. This makes CCS powerful tools for tackling big challenges like urban fragmentation, inequality, and even youth disengagement. Cultural spaces are becoming more like incubators for ideas, places where people come together to solve problems, experiment with new ways of working, and test out new models for community life. And when public and private players team up in this space, the impact can be huge. Technology is also changing the game. More and more, CCS are using tools like virtual reality, artificial intelligence, and blockchain. These open up new business models, new ways to reach audiences, and fresh opportunities for creative expression. Of course, new tech brings new questions. How do we protect intellectual property? How do we keep art authentic? How do we make sure creators have the skills to thrive in a digital world? And then there's Europe's influence on the global stage. CCS are one of the EU's greatest tools for soft power, shaping how people around the world see Europe through its art, music, film, and cultural heritage. Cultural diplomacy builds bridges, sparks dialogue, and strengthens Europe's reputation as a leader in creativity and innovation. Now, let's talk about the Western Balkans. This is a region with big ambitions to join the EU, and CCS could be a real game changer there. They have the potential to drive growth, create jobs, and encourage regional cooperation. But there are hurdles. Not enough qualified professionals in CCS. Education that's too focused on theory without enough practical experience. Gaps in essential skills like leadership, communication, and creative thinking. And in many rural areas, weak digital infrastructure that limits access to opportunities. The digital agenda for the Western Balkans, launched in 2018, is trying to fix that. With investments in broadband, cybersecurity, digital industry, and research, it's all about preparing the region for the digital economy, and that's exactly where the DIGITCRESHE project steps in. Funded by Erasmus+, it's all about transforming higher education in the cultural and creative fields in the Western Balkans. The focus is on modernizing curricula so students get real-world, hands-on experience, building soft skills like teamwork, leadership, and problem-solving, integrating digital tools into every part of learning, training educators so they can deliver relevant, future-ready teaching, and improving digital infrastructure so everyone, urban or rural, can benefit. These changes line up perfectly with EU goals, making higher education more responsive to change, boosting digital transformation, and preparing students for the jobs of tomorrow, including green and sustainable ones. This book, where our chapter comes from, compares CCS in 8 different European countries, some already in the EU, others hoping to join. By looking at the similarities and differences, we can see what's working, what needs improvement, and where opportunities lie for collaboration. The big takeaway? Cultural and creative sectors aren't just about making art or entertainment. They're engines of innovation, community building, and international connection. And as Europe moves through two big transformations, going digital and going green, CCS are going to be right at the heart of it all. So next time you step into a gallery, watch a performance, or take part in a cultural event, remember, you're not just enjoying something beautiful, you're part of an ecosystem that's shaping the future. Thanks for spending this time with me. Let's keep the conversation and the creativity going.